Welcome, fellow indoor football fans, to the inaugural episode of the Indoor Football Report. I am your host, Any Filmco. Before we delve into everything that is indoor football, let me quickly explain how this works. You see at the bottom of your screen 4 blocks, or as I like to call them, 4 downs. Each down is a topic or subject I will be covering in the show. The downs may change episode to episode, or they may not. Who knows? The 4 league logos you saw in the beginning will be the focus of the show because I feel they have the best chance of being professional and succeeding in today's indoor football world. This doesn't mean I won't bring you news concerning the other leagues. I will, just not as frequently as the main 4. I will try to keep this show as monthly as possible, but I will also post video alerts when breaking news or rumors come about. And with no further ado, let us begin. On to First Down. News and update. As I'm sure you have heard, the Saginaw Sting have changed leagues. They jumped ship from the UIFL and went back to the CIFL after only 1 season in the Ultimate Indoor Football League. To top that off, the Saginaw Sting were last year's Ultimate Bowl champion. The Sting competed in the CIFL in the 08 season, in which they won the CIFL title. They then moved to the Indoor Football League for the 09 season and finished with a dismal 3-11 record. After the unsuccessful season, the team went into a 1-year hiatus for the 2010 season. In 2011, the team was bought by Mike Esposito, the then UIFL commissioner. They then played the subsequent season in the UIFL as previously mentioned. But as the CIFL reported, they came into terms with the Sting Football LLC to acquire the rights to operate the Saginaw Sting in the 2012 season and beyond. The UIFL has set up a replacement team called the Western Pennsylvania Sting. The official Western Pennsylvania Sting website states home game locations are to be announced, but there's much speculation they will play their home games at the Cambria County War Memorial Arena, or that they will be a travel team for this season. And, just a note, this speculated arena is the same arena that the Johnstown Generals call home. The UIFL loses their champion, but the CIFL gains a former one. In other news, the CIFL released their league schedule on December 10th. The league's 2012 lineup includes, as previously mentioned, the Saginaw Sting, the Port Huron Patriots, the Indianapolis Enforcers, Evansville Rage, Dayton Silverbacks, and the Chicago Vipers. And that about does it for major news in the indoor football world. Now on to Second Down. Hey, look at the time. It's rumor time. Over the past week or two, there has been much speculation on the internet about a possible merger between the CIFL and the APFL in 2013. For those of you who don't know much about the American Professional Football League, it is an indoor league that sets up shop in the Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois area. If this rumor holds any truth to it at all, it would expand the CIFL's reach westward and put it on the road to being a nationwide powerhouse league. But this is not always a good thing. I mean, take a look at the AIFA and more recently the Southern Indoor Football League. They completely fell apart as soon as they got too big, with too many teams. Despite that fact, it will be interesting to see how this rumor pans out over the next year or two. And that seems to be the biggest rumor on the web over the past few weeks. But if anything new pops up, I'll make a video and alert you to it. And now on to Third Down. The highlight segment of this Indoor Football Report episode will cover the formation of the 2 new indoor football leagues formed from the downfall of the SIFL. The Southern Indoor Football League helped pave the way for the new Professional Indoor Football League and the new Lone Star Football League. But just as a point of reference for the future, this segment can highlight anything from games, scores, and even teams and players. It just so happens I'm highlighting some leagues on this episode, so just take that in mind. In September of this year, it was announced that a majority of the Southern Indoor Football League's teams were leaving and joining the newly formed PIFL and LSFL. The remaining indoor teams joined the AIF, the American Indoor Football Association's resurrection. Both the PIFL and the LSFL will hold their inaugural seasons in 2012. The PIFL is a 6-team league mainly based in Southeast United States. Their teams include the Alabama Hammers, Albany Panthers, Columbus Lions, Knoxville Nighthawks, Louisiana Swashbucklers, and the Richmond Raiders. The LSFL is an 8-team league and is wholly located in Texas, as the name hints at. The league's teams are composed of, and excuse me if I'm pronouncing any of these wrong, the Abilene Rough Riders, the Amarillo Venom, Corpus Christi Hammerheads, the Houston Stallions, Laredo Rattlesnakes, Mesquite Bandits, Rio Grande Valley Magic, and the West Texas Roughnecks. I personally think the PIFL will fare better in their inaugural season, but I guess only time will tell, and I believe it is time, wait for it, 4th down. So earlier in the show, you heard me say I think some leagues are more professional than others, and not all of you might agree with my choices, but I based them on specific criteria, and they weren't just random choices of mine. I feel in order for a league to be professional, it must first be relatively stable, as in they don't have a bunch of teams folding every year. Second, leagues must have a varied presence around the United States. For example, they can't be limited to one state, and they could and can expand into all parts of the United States if they wanted to. Thirdly, the league must have at least 6 teams. Simple, 6 teams. Fourthly, the league must be fan-friendly and update its website on a somewhat regular basis. Lastly, the leagues must make an attempt to be a professional and uniform league. This is what I look for in indoor football leagues, though I don't limit it as my only criteria. I try to observe and look for bonuses that would make it more professional that don't necessarily fit into all those categories. After looking at all the current leagues and what they have to offer, I strongly believe the Ultimate Indoor Football League is the most professional. They have stable teams, with only 2 not coming back next season, and that's not even due to teams folding. They have a wide presence in the eastern side of the United States, with teams as far north as Erie, Pennsylvania, and teams as far south as Estero, Florida. They definitely have more than 6 teams. This coming season, they will have a total of 16 teams. Some leagues never even have more than 6, let alone dreaming of having 16. They are extremely fan-friendly, and they update their website often. And each team has a uniform website with a similar layout as the league website. Their websites and their uniformity push them over the top in the professional category, I think. Overall, they look like they are in it for the long haul. And when it comes down to it, I think they're the obvious choice for the most professional. I mean, let's take a look. The PIFL is too new, and there's not enough to go on, but I included them because they have some quality teams that have been around in the indoor football world for a while. The IFL, I thought, was the most professional, but then a lot of teams started folding and leaving. So I thought they were kind of unstable for a while there, but things seem to have cooled down a little bit, so we'll see. I think if the IFL can prove their stability this season and maybe, I don't know, come up with something that makes them stand out as professional, if they can do those 2 things, I think they'll be right up there with the UIFL. Same with the CIFL. I haven't been impressed with their stability over the past 2 years, but if they can accomplish those 2 goals I set for the IFL, I think they will also be right up there with the UIFL. But as for now, as things stand, I think the UIFL is the most obvious choice for the most professional league. But if you disagree, or even if you agree with me, voice your opinion by visiting this website and vote for the league you think is the most professional. I'm interested to see what you think. Oh, and what do you know? It looks like a turnover on downs, but I hope you'll tune in next episode of the Indoor Football Report. Signing off, this is Any Film Co. Long live Indoor Football.